Hey everyone, we are going to do 3 different types of Christmas goodies today because they were requested, so I figured I'm making them anyway. Let me film them because a lot of people asked for the recipe. Figured this is easier. First up is going to be Brett's Christmas crack. So we're going to line a sheet pan with parchment paper. I suggest parchment and not wax. I feel there is a serious difference. Wax paper smokes, and anyway, I use parchment paper because I've noticed a difference. We're going to line them with saltine crackers. I like to put the salty side down. I just think it looks prettier. And on your tongue, I like the salt. Anyway, that's preference. Doesn't matter at all. So here we have 8 by 6. I can't math, but whatever that is how many saltines we have. So we're going to set these aside because we're going to do the most annoying part of this whole thing, which is making the caramel, which is going to take brown sugar and butter. And that's it. And watching it like a hawk and not leaving and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring. It's the biggest pain in the butt. It's the only thing that makes this thing a pain in the butt, 100%. So let's start doing that. Oh gosh. Okay, let's just do it. Next up, 2 sticks of butter. You're gonna have it on medium to low. You don't want to scorch anything. You will ruin everything. 2 sticks of butter and 1 cup of brown sugar. And let's begin. All right, so once it starts looking like this, when you've had it on medium, which is what I've had it, and it actually only took a couple of minutes, now we are going to lower it to closer to low and just keep doing this the entire time. My wrist is already starting to hurt, but imperative to lower the heat and just keep moving. You do not want this to scorch. This is the most annoying part. So just keep doing this until it gets a little darker, a little thicker, a little smoother. Yeah. So I'll see you guys back here, and I'll still be doing this. Now, this next part you don't need, but if you have, why not? So we're going to put that candy thermometer in there and see what happens. All right, can you see that? Can you see? Where's that? You can see it? It's like 136, 137. That is way too low. Yeah, we got a long way to go. That's nice. We're just going to keep stirring this, though. We're approaching 180. How? It was just bubbling. All right, yeah, so we'll keep going. All right, I just checked, and it was 210. I think we're going to stop now. This looks good to me. I think. Give it one last check, and it's getting very thick, so we're gonna have to stop that. We don't want the full caramel temperature because then we won't be able to spread it. You know what I'm saying? This looks perfect. All right, let's pull it off. I'm good. My ancestors have answered. Let's pour it on. Here we go. All right, I've got to get a spatula. All right, now I'm going to cut off the camera because I need to hold crackers. If you just go crazy like this, you're going to move them all over the place, so sometimes you got to hold down a cracker. But I'm just going to spread this out evenly across all of the crackers, and I'll be right back. All right, here we are. Now we are going to put some chocolate chips, and then I am also going to I have some white and blue wintry mixed chocolate chips, so I'm going to do a little bit of that, and I'll be right back. All right. Now, what we're going to do is pop this into a 350 oven for just a couple of minutes till this starts melting, and then we're going to spread that out as well. Very important to keep your eye on this part so nothing bad happens. All right. I think it looks good. I'm going to take it out and attempt to spread it, which is... This part's worse than spreading the caramel, in my opinion, but let's do it. All right, we're good. Now, you can put stuff on this, or you can leave it be. You can do crushed candy canes. You can do M&Ms. You can do chocolate chips. But what I like to do, you could do a little bit of sea salt if that's your thing. I like to do a little bit of pretzels, and like that's it, because I like to kind of just keep it as is. And I usually don't do it on the whole thing because, you know, just in case you don't want it. But anything you want. Anything you want on here. All right, so that's that. Once it cools off, we're going to break it into pieces. So if you can put this into a fridge, it'll speed up the process for you for sure. But I also, since you've been gone, decided to put a little bit of candy cane here for little man because I think he would like it. So what you have to do is just touch it and you'll know when it's hard. This has taken absolutely forever. This has taken probably 2 hours or more, but now it's hard enough to break. So we're just going to peel it off of the parchment paper, break it into pieces and put it in an airtight container. So let's do that. As you can see here, the whole thing lifts and you just peel it off and break it however you want. That is one. That is the first goodie we're making today. Christmas crack for Brett. And we shall trudge onward for the next two. The next thing we're going to jump into is Greek salami or mosaic. It's also translated to, and it is a no-bake butter sugar cookie log that you refrigerate. So the first thing you start off with is, let me just make sure this is soft enough. I hope so. 1 cup of softened room temp butter. You need to be able to smush it basically. So there we go. That looks soft enough. To this, we are going to add 1.5 cups of powdered sugar and 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. And we're just going to kind of smush it all together. So let me go ahead and do that. Here's the 1. Now we need 1/2 and our 1/2. And now 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. 1/3 cup. Okay, we are going to begin smushing. Sorry, the measuring cups are the loudest thing on earth, but I love them. We are going to smush this all around the best that we can. And we are also, for flavor, going to add just the zest of an orange. I don't measure at all. I think that's ridiculous. Just the zest of an orange into here for flavor. You could add a couple drops of an extract if you wanted. And then we're going to talk about the cookie situation afterwards, the things that you can do to that. But right now, I'm just going to zest an orange in here. All right, here we are with the orange zest. We're just going to stir this all in. All right, I just stirred in, well, not fully. Stirring in the orange zest, and now we're going to talk about the cookies. So we need to crumble up some cookies in here, which is one of the names, right? Mosaic or salami. Salami is not only the log shape, but I think the cookies are supposed to resemble the bits of fat, as appealing as that is. Anyway, so you are supposed to use, if you're Greek, you know what this is, these papadopoulos, like just biscuits. The denser the cookie, the better. You don't want a very cookie that's going to get really soft really quickly. So you can figure that out on your own. Digestives work really well also. I couldn't find anything, so I got butter rings. This was kind of a last minute thought. So I just grabbed whatever I could find. Now, we don't drink, so we're not going to do the liquor thing, but a lot of people quickly drop these into some brandy or some cognac or any other flavored liqueur or anything that you might like. You could do coffee if you like that taste, maybe orange juice if you want to add to this flavor. You can or you cannot. Honestly, it doesn't matter. They will get, they're fine. The texture is fine. But you just run them through some you know, a quick dip into some liquid of your choice if you want, but it's really not necessary. So we're going to crumble these up. All right, there's our cookies. And we're going to stir this up. Get ready to form it on saran wrap and parchment paper all together. Here is the finished product. Look at me, so messy. And then what I've done is do wax paper and saran wrap, and then I'm going to form it in there, wrap it, and then I'll put saran wrap on the outside as well. But we want to put this down and form a log and make it tight so that it stays a log, and then put it in the refrigerator. All right, here is our log. So minimum 4 hours refrigeration, and then you actually, before cutting, want it to sit at about 30 minutes until it gets a little more tempered before you slice it. Or you can even, some people, not myself, but some people like to have this frozen and sliced, almost like an ice cream of sorts. So unfortunately, you guys will not see the finished product. I will put a picture on my community tab for anyone who watches this video and wants to see it, but it won't be till like Christmas Day or late Christmas Eve, because that's when I am putting this out and cutting it. I should also tell you, to top, some people like just putting more cocoa powder. Some people like powdered sugar. And on the inside, some people also like adding dried fruits or chopped nuts. So completely customizable up to what you like. But I kept it nice and simple. But I really do like that orange. It gives it a really nice flavor if you like the chocolate orange combo. All right, so that is the end of number 2. Check out the community tab late Christmas Eve or Christmas Day to see what it looks like sliced. I'll add a picture right here of the internet's picture, just so you can get an idea if you're like, what is this going to look like by any chance? So I'll put it there. And now we are going to move on to the third most highly requested and most difficult of the 3 today. And that is the Greek kourabiedes, which there's a form of them in almost every culture, every tradition. And this is ours. So we're going to be doing the kourabiedes. First thing I like to do is actually the last thing we need it for, but I like to fill my bowl with tons of powdered sugar for the end, because it needs to be ready for when the cookies come out of the oven. Why am I bothering with a scoop? Why am I bothering? So we're just gonna put a whole bunch of powdered sugar down. Perfect. We're going to leave this. After I made my little bowl of powdered sugar for the end, now we have 2 sticks of butter because I am doubling the recipe. I will put the recipe right here for you, my recipe handwritten, so that you can screenshot it or whatever. So I'm doubling the recipe. The recipe yields about 20 originally, but I'm just going to double it. So we're doing 2 sticks of butter and then 1 little chunk I had and whatever. I don't like little chunks floating around my refrigerator. So that, and we're gonna need 2 cups of finely chopped walnuts or pecans, whatever you're used to or whatever, but obviously Greeks, we use walnuts, finely chopped in the food processor. Let's just go ahead and do that right now, get that over with. And this is what we're working with here. I didn't measure, so that's probably way more than 2 cups, but whatever. So finely chopped, 2 sticks of butter. You're gonna need flour, vanilla extract, and just a little smidgen of powdered sugar in here. First thing you have to do is beat the butter until soft. This has been sitting out though, so this should be no problem. So you just wanna kind of whip it till it's soft. Then we're gonna add everything to that. Be ready to get dirty because you're going to need your hands at the end of this. There's just no, I mean, you could get around it, but just, I don't know, whatever. Up to you, but I think you need your hands. Let's whip this till it's soft so we can add the other stuff to it. Have your spatula ready because this will require a lot of scraping down. And then because it's like all butter, it all gets stuck in the beaters and all of that stuff. So you have to constantly keep cleaning that out. But now we get to add our vanilla, our powdered sugar, and we'll stop right there for now. So let me get all the butter out of the beater, say that 3 times fast, and then we'll add the vanilla and the powdered sugar. All right, next we're gonna add in our sugar. So for a single recipe, it's 2 tablespoons. For a doubled, it's 4 tablespoons, which is 1/4 cup. So we just go ahead and put that in. That looks good, I think. I think so. There you go, for good measure. And the vanilla recipe says 1 teaspoon for 1 batch, and doubled it's going to be 2 teaspoons. But again, I do not measure. There we go. That's a lot of vanilla, whatever. Stir this around, then we're going to add our nuts. All right, now we slowly add our nuts and stir that in. Next, we slowly add the flour. So 1 batch is 1 cup. So we're doubling, 2 cups of flour, slowly add it in and stirred together. That is with 1 cup of flour. And now we're going to do the second one. All right, that is with the 2 cups of flour. So we're done. I'm going to clean up, clear my workspace, get ready to roll these out onto a pan, etc., etc. And I will be back. P.S. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees right now. I'll be back. All right, we've greased our cookie sheet. I've used butter. I highly recommend you use butter. Don't use a spray. It's just don't. Not for these. I've done it. I regretted it. So butter, just grease your pan. Now you're going to roll these into little balls and put them on the pan. Wash your hands, don't be nasty, and it's going to be gross. Your hands are going to be covered in butter. Take off your rings. You'll get a nice little moisturization in the process though, but it's the only way to do it. So we're going to roll them into little balls. If you want, you can also form them into little crescents, crescent shaped, but we do balls. So let's get busy. This is pan number 1, and we ended up getting 30 onto here. And this is what I have left. So I've gone ahead and greased a smaller pan, and we're going to finish this up so we can put them all in at once. Actually, what I'm going to do is put these in now and watch the time, because I'm going to need the extra time to put these in the powdered sugar before I pull out the second pan, because they have to be warm when you put them in the powdered sugar the first time. So I'm gonna kind of stagger these. So these will go in. They bake for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending, I don't know, but you keep an eye on them until they look golden brown and cooked. So let's make the smaller pan now. Second pan is done, and we got 14 on this one. So we got 44 in total, right around. I've gotten 41 before, 42, whatever, but 44 in total. That gave us a couple minutes of stagger room, and now we're gonna put these in as well. All right, so it's been, 32 minutes or something on the top ones? The bottom ones are looking slightly better than the top ones already, but we're gonna leave these in for another couple of minutes, and then we have to put them directly into the powdered sugar right off the pan. Just boop off the pan into the powdered sugar, toss them around, put them in their container, and then put more powdered sugar. So just another couple minutes. Let's set up, gear up for that. Okay, I have pulled them out. Maybe too early, I have no idea. I think they're fine. So we have to drop each one into the powdered sugar directly. So let's do that. I do it batch by batch, little bunch, whatever fits in the bowl comfortably, to kind of toss them. So let me do that. All right, and then we just take a fork, toss them around, cover them. And then I have my container right here ready. Transferred those in there. And now another batch. Got to work quickly. And I got to keep an eye on the second pan, because I might have to pull that out. So let's just continue the process. He's got a little more cooked, but that is fine. And just repeat the process. That's all of them. And then I'm going to take the same powdered sugar from here and put it in my sifter so that I can put some on top. So you let them cool a bit, and then you actually do this again. You go in one more time and do it again. And that's it. And then they're done. And keep them in an airtight container after they're cooled. If they ever start looking a little dingy, because sometimes, you know, the powdered sugar starts to like melt and soak in or whatever, cover them in a new coat of powdered sugar and they'll look just like this. All right, that is the 3, guys. I did it. I can't believe I did it. Thank you for hanging out with me. You made it a lot more fun. If you like these sorts of videos and all types of other ones, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Become a permanent part of the Thrifty Divas family. We would love to have you. We tend to have a lot of fun here. So until the next video, stay blessed, my friends. I love each and every one of you.